Hi friends, welcome back to channel Sai Jacob. In this video I'm going to compare the Realme GT Neo 2 versus POCO F3 GT device. So this is another most requested question. A lot of users, they are actually asking me this same question. The main reason is because during this Flipkart Diwali sale, the POCO F3 GT you can actually buy for about 23,749 rupees for the 8GB RAM variant, and the price of the Realme GT Neo 2 is about 25,249 rupees for the 8GB RAM variant. So it's kind of difference of close to, I think, 1500 difference is there between these both phones. But a few of the users, they want to know, should they buy the POCO F3 GT or should they go for the Realme GT Neo 2? So these are the comments which I'm getting, asking me to compare in every aspect between these both phones. So that's what this video is about, and I did not do this kind of comparison before as well. That's the reason why I'm really interested to compare this both phones. And this video I'll try to compare all the aspects like the performance, display, battery charging, camera, connectivity, build quality and updates, which phone is the best option in each and every category. So that's what I'll try to give you my impressions about these both phones, because I did use the POCO F3 GT for the close to 90 days of usage and close to 10 days of usage with the Realme GT Neo 2. So this can be just an initial impressions as well, but this can be the long time impressions on the POCO F3 GT. So these are something you should definitely know that. So first let's talk about the performance wise. In the performance, which phone is the best option? So the both phones, they do have a different kind of process. Snapdragon 870 chipset and Dimensity 1200 chipset. So for the normal medium usage, both phones are same. So you won't feel any kind of difference for the normal to medium kind of usage. It's completely similar, nothing much huge different. For hardcore gaming, even both phones are really great for the hardcore gaming. But if in case you want the Snapdragon process, if you like the Snapdragon process, then you can go for the Realme GT Neo 2. Otherwise, the POCO F3 GT is also really good for the Dimensity 1200. And not only this phone, even the Realme X and Max uses the same kind of Dimensity 1200, even the OnePlus Nord 2 as well. So I never had any kind of issues with the Dimensity 1200 in my experience. But only if you want the Snapdragon, that kind of feeling if you have, then you can definitely choose the Realme GT Neo 2. And regarding the RAM management and the optimization, this POCO phone has got slightly better RAM management, yes. So from the beginning to till now, if you watch the speed test and if you watch the RAM management test videos, the POCO F3 GT was used to be the clear winner in every time. If you watch, you will definitely understand. So the RAM management and optimization is slightly kind of better in this POCO F3 GT. So which I did not see in other phones, but basically the combination of having the MIUI plus Dimensity processor, sometimes it works really good in terms of the RAM management and the optimization. That's what I did like in the POCO F3 GT. Even the Realme GT Neo 2 also not bad at all. It's kind of if you compare the benchmarks, it's really very far better than the POCO F3 GT. Look at the benchmark scores. In case if you want to know the benchmarks, there's a difference of 1 lakh difference will be there. 1 lakh. That's like huge difference between the both phones. You can see the CPU and the GPU, how the performance is different. So definitely friends, in this category, slight points for the Realme GT Neo 2, little bit points. So only for the heavy usage, then I'll try to recommend the Snapdragon 870 chipset. Both phones, battery ones, mobile game not supported with the 90 FPS at this moment. So in the performance segment, slight points for the Snapdragon 870 chipset, little bit points in terms of the stability and everything, little bit points for the Snapdragon 870. And in the performance, definitely for the heavy gaming, heavy multitasking, heavy usage, I'll recommend the Realme GT Neo 2, but RAM management slightly better in the POCO F3 GT. Next, let's move to the display segment. Display segment, which phone has got really good display? So in my opinion, after using these both phones, to be frank, I did like the both phones, but if you want me to pick which phone, I'll definitely pick the POCO F3 GT. So there are a couple of reasons why I did pick the POCO F3 GT. Don't get me wrong, even the Realme GT Neo 2 display is also really good, but slight advantage for the POCO F3 GT. There are a couple of things. So for example, first thing is about the display, which has got the 10-bit color panel. The display feels slightly good when you compare with the Realme GT Neo 2. So even when I do the side-by-side watching videos, I did see slightly better options in this phone. Not only that, even the Netflix HDR is also supported in this POCO F3 GT. You can clearly say, friends, HDR is supported in the POCO F3 GT without any kind of problem. So watching the contents also will be really good in this POCO F3 GT. So overall, the display is fantastic in this phone. That's what I did like from the beginning of using the POCO F3 GT. One of the best, strongest advantage for this phone. So every phone has its own strongest advantage points, right? Every phone. So in this phone, the strongest advantage point is the display, and 488 touch sampling rate exactly we are getting by default without any kind of problem. So no problems with the display, and even the display bezels are really slim. All the corners, as you can see, uniform bezels is there. It's very rare to find this kind of combination which looks really pleasing to hold the phone in single hand usage and hold it. It looks really good. That's what I did like in the display overall, in my opinion. And there is no, I think there's no black color crush issue going on in this device, and there is no rainbow effect also going on at this moment in this phone. But few of the Realme phones, they do have some kind of weird rainbow effect, which you will be seeing if you try to use a white color background mostly. That's what I did mention in the previous videos. Slightly rainbow effect will be there, and yellowish kind of screen will be there sometimes. So few of the users, they did mention. That's the reason, friends, based on the feedback only I'm giving the review from the users. But in my experience, I'll prefer the POCO F3 GT. For performance, I'll prefer the Realme GT Neo 2. And for the battery and the charging, which phone I'll prefer the Realme GT Neo 2. Yes, even though both phones, they do have the 5000 mAh battery capacity, but slightly I feel the Realme GT Neo 2 having slightly better battery backup. Maybe that can be because this is my first 10 days of usage and these 90 days of usage. So maybe with the software updates, the performance and the battery life and the charging speed, everything gonna change after a couple of updates. So I need to do the long-term review. But initial impressions, the Realme GT Neo 2 can come up to close to 7.5 hours and 7 hours of screen on time in this device. Yes, I did get the 7 hours of screen on time. I did show you a couple of screen on times, which I got. 7 hours and 6 minutes, as you can see, screen on time, how much I got. So this is a screen on time which I can actually expect in the Realme GT Neo 2 without any kind of problems. That's one advantage. In the POCO F3 GT, I used to get the screen on time about close to 6.5 hours of screen on time in this POCO F3 GT. And even the charging speed, the phone takes 45 minutes and 46 minutes of time and 30 minutes to 35 minutes of time, the charging speed in the Realme GT Neo 2. So there's a 10 to 15 minutes difference is there between these both phones in the charging rate speed as well. So slightly points for the Realme GT Neo 2, but definitely I'll try to do the in-depth testing after long time usage, then we'll be able to understand. But I did feel even while gaming also, this phone came up to 7 hours of gaming, Battlegrounds mobile gameplay test. Try to watch this video, you'll definitely understand if you watch this video. So 7 hours with the 80% Battlegrounds mobile gameplay test, that's really incredible. This phone can come up to, I think, close to 6.5 hours of somewhere that kind of time. Slightly better battery backup. In the camera department also, the Realme GT Neo 2 has got slight advantage in few areas. So for example, in the areas like the low light photography is slightly kind of better. Outdoor photography is also not bad, so no issues with outdoor photography. But low light photography is slightly kind of better when compared with the POCO F3 GT's camera. That's what I did mention. Let me show you a couple of shots which are taken before. If you look at the few shots in the night mode shot which are taken, as you can see, the exact same shot, same area, as you can see. So clearly the night mode shots, low light photography is not that good in the POCO F3 GT anyway. But if you try to look at the front camera shots, front cam shots also sometimes they do feel slightly kind of a little bit more saturated sometimes. These are the front cam shot which are taken, as you can see. Look at the skin tones and everything. So slightly kind of sharpens a little bit, but not much. So in terms of the wide angle, slightly kind of both ones a little bit kind of close to each other in terms of the wide angle, front cam wide angle. But POCO F3 GT has got slightly better wide angle covering in terms of the front cam clarity, you can see. So it's kind of zoomed up in the Realme GT Neo 2, but it's kind of slightly wider in the POCO F3 GT regarding the front cam collection which are just showing you. But overall, in terms of the front cam and back camera slightly kind of better in the Realme GT Neo 2 as well, little bit, yes, sometimes. That's what I did feel when I'm trying to compare. So slightly better points for the camera also in the Realme GT Neo 2. So next department is about the connectivity department. Connectivity also the strongest point for the Realme GT Neo 2. There are a couple of reasons why I did mention. So first reason is that more 5G bands, 8 5G bands, that's first reason. And second reason is the Wi-Fi connection, slightly kind of better in the Realme GT Neo 2 in terms of the transmission link speed. I'm getting higher transmission link speed in this device. Let me show you the 2.4 GHz. So I'm getting 300 Mbps of transmission link speed. In the POCO F3 GT, I think I will get about 144 Hz, 144 Mbps transmission link speed, as you can see. Slightly lower transmission link speed in the POCO F3 GT, little bit for the 2.4 GHz. So sometimes the speed can be slightly slower in the POCO F3 GT when compared with this Realme GT Neo 2. Sometimes, yes, with the 2.4 GHz. So it cannot be applicable for all the users, but I'm just trying to mention. You can see that speeds, the POCO F3 GT is going up to 51 and 52 Mbps of speeds, 53. And the Realme GT Neo 2, if I try to do the test using the same Wi-Fi connection, that speeds can get up to 90 Mbps of speeds in the Realme GT Neo 2. So let's do the test in the Realme GT Neo 2 and I'll try to show you exactly the results after cancelling this one. Slightly kind of faster speeds in this phone, that's what I did I did feel, as you can see, slightly faster. You can see the speed, how fast it finished. The speed meter, as you can see, friends. So in the connectivity wise, I did feel slightly better in the Realme GT Neo 2 when compared with the POCO F3 GT. So better 5G connections and better Wi-Fi connections as well, little bit. But 5 GHz, no problem. 2.4 GHz and single band Wi-Fi routers, you need to take care. And regarding the 4G plus connection, both phones are supported with the 4G plus aggregation. So there is nothing much major thing to talk about 4G plus. So overall, in the connectivity wise, the Realme GT Neo 2 has got slight advantage. In the build quality, which phone feels premium? That's the first question which I'm getting plenty of times. So the phone which feels premium is the POCO F3 GT. Yes, absolutely. It feels really very good, solid and very good premium quality because of the aluminum back finish. That's the one thing which I did like. And build quality, we do have this kind of trigger options which you can actually activate. Mag left trigger, as you can see, which also works fantastic, not much problems. But the top button, I do have some issues from the beginning. The bottom one is really tactile and really good button, but the top one is not that pressing very hard. And using the triggers also really good, friends. It's also another best advantage with the POCO F3 GT, where you can actually have the trigger options in case if you're gaming mode, then definitely this will be the really good advantage for the gamers. So having the triggers in the built-in phone, and this is the lowest priced phone which has got the trigger options. That's another fantastic thing about the price of this phone at this moment, 23,700 rupees. That's also another good advantage for the 8GB RAM variant, which I do strongly believe. And these are the good things. And next thing is about the build quality. Loudspeaker, POCO F3 GT, slight advantage in the volume. And next, haptic feedback. Wow, it's really good, incredibly good in the Realme GT Neo 2. Haptic feedbacks, it's really good. So very stronger and powerful than the POCO F3 GT. So which I'll try to upload the video, you will be able to understand. Last thing is that regarding the software updates, which is the best software updates. So right now, the POCO F3 GT is running still the August security patch update. August month. Yes, August, as you can see. And the Realme GT Neo 2 has got this October security patch update. So even if you take other Realme phones, the Realme X1 Max, which is running the September security patch update. So the security patch updates are slightly kind of faster in the Realme phones. So I think for every 2 months or 3 months, we'll get the security patch updates in the POCO phones. Maybe that's the reason why till it's not updated to the newest version, to the latest security patch update. So these are the few things you should definitely know, friends, before you actually buy the device. So overall, what are the things advantage for the POCO F3 GT? The price is lower, yes, and you are getting trigger options. That's also advantage, triggers, gaming triggers, and good display, better display you're getting the POCO F3 GT than this one. And apart from that, I cannot see any kind of advantage in the POCO F3 GT at this moment. And the advantage in the Realme GT Neo 2 is Snapdragon 870 chipset processor, which is also advantage, Snapdragon 870, and better battery backup and slightly better charging speed, better camera we are getting, and more than that, connectivity. So more 5G bands and better Wi-Fi speeds we are getting. So these are the strong points for the Realme GT Neo 2, and very good haptic feedbacks and faster updates of security patch updates every month. So this is the quick comparison between both phones, and in case if I miss any other topic, let me know in the comment section below. Definitely that might be helpful for other users. And thank you for watching this a quick comparison, and instead of more updates. And final clear winner is that the Realme GT Neo 2 has got slight advantage over the POCO F3 GT. You can prefer the POCO F3 GT if you want the triggers, and if you want the better display, 10-bit panel, and if you want less price and premium type of aluminum build quality which is present in this phone. That's it. These are the few things which you should definitely understand before you buy the device. So that's it, friends. Thank you for watching this video, and stay tuned for more updates. In case if you have any other queries, let me know in the comment section below. This is a complete conclusion and comparison between these both phones. Meanwhile, signing off. Bye.